where is my kingdom spouse? Where is he at? Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Skye, Alyce J, and I am back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on to this video. Okay, we about to get into it. Over here, we all about self-love and self-motivation, and basically just leveling up mentally, physically, and spiritually. So if that's something that you might be interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, okay? So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So today's video is going to be about a lot of things, okay? It's going to be about a few topics into one, because you know, I be on TikTok or whatever, and if you don't follow me on TikTok, go ahead and do that. What are you waiting for? So I be on TikTok and I be running across a lot of different videos. So I'm basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the videos I'm talking about over here so y'all can watch them with me, and we're just going to discuss it because yeah. So basically what this video is going to be about is this whole epidemic around kingdom spouses and soulmates and twin flames and all that type of stuff, because let's be very serious, this stuff got y'all in a chokehold, okay? Got the girls in a chokehold, thinking that at any given moment they're gonna meet their kingdom spouse, they're gonna meet their soulmate, they're gonna meet their twin flame, which you will, but you will as soon as you stop obsessing over it. Like, relax, little mama, relax. If don't nobody else tell you, I'm the right one to tell you, okay? I have been in countless relationships. I've been in a lot of relationships, okay? I don't got no problem being somebody's girlfriend, okay? But I have yet to find that equally yoked, that yin to my yang, and it has done nothing but waste my time. And the fact that I used to be so obsessive over it has done nothing but waste my time. And now here I am. Luckily, I'm still young and in my 20s, but here I am trying to figure out who I am. Yeah, okay, because I don't know who I am. I've been here, there, and everywhere. All right, but anyways, let's get into the video. I'm gonna go ahead and play what I'm talking about. So a lot of these videos I already seen. I just merged them and put them into one video so y'all can get an idea or whatever. But this is the type of stuff I'll be talking about. Here we go.
Between now and the end of the year, God is about to bring your kingdom spouse into your life. He's not going to let the year end without bringing you into covenant or connection with the person he's made for you. He's removing right now every counterfeit, every distraction, every person that he did not anoint you to spend the rest of your life with. He's about to push you out of those relationships so that you can finally be ready to walk into the one he's anointed you for. This person's going to be anointed for you, have patience for you, love you in your love language, be there when you need them to be. They're going to be everything you and God has had conversations about, because God has downloaded this into them. So don't worry. They were made for you. And they've been through enough tests and trials in the wrong relationships to come into your life and play. So they're coming ready. You just make sure you are too. Kingdom marriages by the end of the year.
All right, so I don't see nothing wrong with what he said, except for the time limit on it being at the end of the year. When y'all be watching these type of videos and it's like, oh my God, I'm going to meet my kingdom spouse by the end of the year. I'm going to meet my kingdom spouse by the end of the year. Any and every guy that you come across before the end of the year, you're going to assume that's who he was talking about in that video, who God is sending you. And that's what I don't like about them type of videos, about them putting a timeline on stuff, because when you be so obsessed with the fact that you're about to meet somebody, you are easily swindled. Okay, you're easily swindled. And let me tell y'all, so you know, this is the longest I ever been single, right? So I had been officially single since like January, February of 2021, right? So I went a whole year and some change, like a year and a couple months with being completely single and not like getting into a relationship. So in this in between time, you know, I started going to church real good. Well, not real good, but I started going to church a lot, you know, and I started getting closer to God. And like a lot of videos when I would get on YouTube, I would run into would be about, oh, you're going to meet your kingdom spouse, you're going to meet your kingdom spouse. So I'm just starting my walk with God for real. I'm just starting my walk with God for real. You know, I've always known who God was, you know what I'm saying? But like, I wasn't really like getting to know him and getting into the word and stuff like that, and trying to really have my life align with what God has for me, his idea for my life, right? So as soon as I started getting closer to God or whatever, I just became so obsessed. I was like, okay, like I'm out of this relationship. This the longest I've been single. Like, God need to send me my man. Like, where's my man at? Where's my man, my man, my man, my man? And I was up in church with the binoculars on. I was like, where he at? I know he up in here. I know he up in here. Where is he at? Like, it got to the point where, yes, I was going to church to get to know God and like hear the word and get the knowledge or whatever, but at the same time, I honestly was going to church because, you know, I wanted me a God-fearing man. And it's like, where else are the God-fearing men but up in the house of the Lord? So I was up in there, head on a swivel, honey. Like, anybody, because first of all, I knew that, you know, whoever God got for me, he gonna be at least my height, because, you know, I'm 6 feet tall. So, you know, he gonna be at least 6 feet tall. So got my head on the swivel looking for all the tall men up at church, not even paying attention. Okay. So I'm thinking, God, you know, I didn't got out of this relationship that you told me to leave, because to be honest with you, you know, I was gonna be in it for a lot longer if he ain't coming and reel me back in. Okay. So I didn't left my man for no reason, basically. And I'm here. I'm being obedient. I'm in church. Where is my kingdom spouse? Where is he at? And the thing about it is, I'm not ready for him. I wasn't ready for him then a year ago, and I ain't ready for him now. Because along this journey, I'm starting to realize that I don't even know who I am. If you were to ask me, what do I like to do or whatever else, beats me, I don't know. Whatever you like to do, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. And the main thing about it is that, like, a lot of times relationships don't really last because y'all don't truly know who y'all are. So y'all think that y'all are compatible off of like surface level things, but it doesn't hold up well in the long run, because neither one of y'all really know who y'all are in order to say that y'all are meant for each other, you know? And I feel like it jades your judgment, and it messes up your discernment. It distracts your discernment, because you thinking that you're about to meet them at any given moment. So anybody that comes along, you just welcome them with open arms. And the more you do that, the longer it's going to take for you to actually meet the person that's right for you. Okay. Ciao. But let's continue.
Hey guys, okay, so this is why I no longer watch Kingdom Spouse videos. So first of all, the enemy is sneaky, right? We're hardwired for love. It's just natural for us to want to be in marriage or, you know, in partnership with somebody else. And these Kingdom Spouse videos.
Listen, y'all, that is so true. Like, and that's another thing that I'm realizing too, is that like women love hard. Okay. Like, one thing about a woman is that let me not say she, but we will throw our standards clean out the window. We would establish everything that we want in a man. And some of us actually stick to this list that we have, but A lot of us, as soon as we get like a little piece of man or whatever, it's just, we just give them our all. Like, we want to cook for them, we want to clean for them, we want to nurture them, we just want to be in their skin, like. And it's like, that's good and all, but like, you need to save some of that energy for like who you really supposed to be with, you know. I realize that I'm not in that space no more. Like, you're not about to get all of my love. Like, I'm not sharing all of my love with you. And you know, and I just feel like, let's just get back into it.
And these kingdom spouse videos oftentimes are just telling us what our heart wants to hear. We want to hear, oh, our kingdom spouse is coming soon. They're thinking of us. The guy we have a crush on is thinking of us. They're going to call us. They're somewhere planning this. Like, our heart wants to hear that. So,
first of all, who else can agree that these new kingdom spouse videos and things like that are the equivalent to like these tarot card videos? You know, like the tarot readings, like, your ex is thinking about you, they regret what they did to you, they're coming back with an offer, a love offer, whatever else it be saying. It's like the kingdom spouse videos, that's what it's giving. Okay, it's giving like, I'm just telling you what you want to hear so you can keep clicking on this video. And I don't like that, because I personally, like, I'm not even gonna hold you, when I had got out of that long-term relationship I was in, I started watching, before like I started my journey, like my journey getting closer to God, right when we broke up, I was so like distraught and just upset, even though I'm the one that broke up with him. But like, I still was so tore up over it that I didn't know what to do. So, you know, of course my heart wanted to be with them again, because I wasn't really ready to not be with them, but God told me not to be with them. So I was watching all these videos about like tarot readings and all this stuff, and every single video I will watch, it'll be like, he's thinking about you, he regret what he did, he's gonna call you soon, they're not the same without you. And while some of this might be true, because I'm pretty sure, you know, that person was not the same without me at first, but like, it had me stand by my phone wasting time, like driving me crazy. And I feel like these kingdom spouse videos be like really like gives the same vibe, because you'll be into church, you'll be into the word, you'll be doing your devotionals, your Bible study, you know, you'll be doing all the things that you feel like you're supposed to do as a Christian lady. Okay, so the only step to go next is to find your man and get married. You know what I'm saying? You sitting there studying Proverbs 31, you know what I'm saying? And then you run across the kingdom spouse video and you're like, oh, this applies to me. This applies to me. Like, use y'all discernment and take it to God. Like, if a video is saying that you about to meet your spouse, but you know in your heart and God has told you that you still got some more work to do and it's not your time yet, then it's not your time.
when we get that validation from an outside person, it kind of like releases endorphins or oxytocin in our mind. It like makes us feel happy for a moment, right? And then we think that's confirmation. But the thing is, you guys, is unless you are straight up like in a relationship with a person, I do not recommend watching kingdom spouse videos, because it causes limerence. And limerence is when you have like a obsession with the idea of somebody more than what it really is. So it's like you have these thoughts about this person. Let's say you have a crush on them or whatever, you felt like, oh, maybe they're my kingdom spouse. You like go into this mode where you start to romanticize things about them, about your future, about how they could treat you.
Why do we do that? Like, for real, why do we do that? Why every single person that we date and that we talk to, why do we romanticize them and like try to run off into the sunset with them and think that they are our soulmate? Like, it's beyond me. It's beyond me. And sometimes I be sick of myself. Like, I have to catch myself sometimes. Like, girl, like, this man, all he did was buy you a freaking chicken sandwich, and you sitting here thinking that y'all about to get married. Like, be freaking for real.
How you would treat them, and you just go into this like unhealthy mode of thinking about them and your future with them, and the reality is there's nothing there. There's nothing there. And these videos will tell you, oh, there's something there, because your mind can't decipher like what's real and what's fake. So if it just keeps feeding you, these videos keep feeding you these happy feelings of what you want to feel, like that's where Satan goes in and has you cling to people who are not even in your life, or not even in your path, or you're not even in relationship with them. And it's a distraction, and it's creating soul ties. You guys, it doesn't have to be sexual. Soul ties don't have to be sexual. These videos are creating soul ties, and women are creating soul ties with these men, or these ideas of these men. I'm guilty of this. I went through this. This is why I don't watch these videos anymore. And I had to come out of agreement with soul ties I made because of Kingdom Spouse videos I thought were confirmation, and they weren't. So just focus on God, you guys. Focus on God.
And I agree with everything that she says. Like, you really can create like some type of attachment to somebody because you're watching these videos, and the first man that look at you, or as soon as you watch one of these videos, say the next day you're at the gym and somebody approaches you and tell you and ask you for your number or something, now you're thinking that that person is God sent, which they might be, but you're not giving it time to unfold and giving him a chance to actually reveal who he truly is, because you already have who you want him to be in your head. So he could be like the most trifling person on earth and be showing you through his actions that he's not the person for you. But since you watched this Kingdom Spouse video and they told you that he's coming soon, and then you meet this guy the next day, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna stick beside him and I'm gonna see this through, because this is meant to be. Like, it's no way that this is just a coincidence that I just saw this video and then now I'm meeting this man. Like, the same way you're watching this video, the devil is watching too. Okay, he's always watching. Listen, I got scripture for y'all. Okay, I got scripture. Here it is. Genesis chapter 4 verse 7. You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you, but you must subdue it and be its master. Satan is always he probably on the other side of his wall listening right now. Like, he always right around the corner eavesdropping, listening, trying to get in on what you looking forward to, so he can get in and manipulate you and ruin it. Okay? So your discernment has to be on 1,000, baby girl, on 1,000, because Satan is always looking for ways to get you farther away from what's promised for you. So you really have to be smart and don't get sucked into these Kingdom Spouse videos. And honestly, to be 100 with you, I really don't even feel like you should really be focused on dating, honestly, because whoever your Kingdom Spouse is, or whoever God sends into your life, he's going to be very intentional about you from the beginning. It's not going to be no talking stage. It's not going to be all this lollygagging around, and you're not going to try to have to like makeshift or force this person to fit a certain mode. Like, they're already going to be everything to you, and you're not even going to have to wonder about it, So basically, in a nutshell, with the whole Kingdom Spouse situation, listen, whoever God has meant for you, whenever they are presented to you, it will be no confusion about it. God is not about that confusion. He's not about that mess, okay? He's very blunt. He's very straight to the point, and he don't beat around the bush. All right, so please use your discernment and be mindful of people, and look at the fruit of their life, and look at see if they bring you peace. Okay, if somebody automatically right off the rip brings you anxiety when you meet them, then that's not your kingdom spouse. Okay, so in watching all these videos and having these people say that your kingdom spouse is coming soon, he is coming. He is coming. But don't be so literal. Don't take it so literal. Like that is a promise that God has for us women. So of course we're gonna meet our kingdom spouse one day. But as long as you keep thinking that every guy's your kingdom spouse and you keep, rolling around in a bed with them because you feel like y'all about to get married, or you feel like this is meant to be, you're just setting yourself farther and farther back. Okay, so take the time to truly get to know yourself and like truly get to know who God is and what is his nature. Okay, if God tells you that you're going to meet your husband soon, well, if God sends you your husband, like most of the time you're not going to get a heads up about it. Like it's going to happen all at once. God is an all at once God. When he gives you a blessing, he gives it all at once. He doesn't breadcrumb you and give you it piece by piece. Okay, he doesn't drop hints here and there. Like he gives it to you. Okay, he directs your steps, but you don't know how or when something is going to happen. So please stop feeding into these kingdom spouse videos. Okay, because it's giving tarot love card readings, and it's giving you're idolizing these type of readings, and like you're idolizing this person, this mystery man. And that's how you know you're not about to meet your kingdom spouse, because you're idolizing other people when you're not supposed to idolize nobody but the one and only. Okay, so let's get into the next topic. Okay, so what we about to talk about now is basically how you're not ever going to reach your full potential because you're too busy revolving everything you do around a man, and it's distracting you, sis. Like it's distracting you. But let's get into it. Let's watch this video.
So y'all might not like this, but I'm gonna have to get real with you. I'm gonna tell you why your relationship is keeping you from attracting wealth, money, abundance, prosperity, whatever it is that you want in your life. So many women come to me and tell me that they are in a toxic relationship, in a toxic environment in their marriage or with their boyfriend or whatever. He's so negative and she is trying to create wealth. She's trying to manifest money. She's trying to do all the things, and his negativity is counteracting what she's trying to do. Well, the reality is that you cannot attract wealth, manifest money in a toxic environment. It is an opposing force working against each other the entire time. His negativity is going to infect you. It is going to infect your soul, your mind, your spirit. You are becoming one. When you enter a relationship with someone, you are one with them. So their energy becomes your energy. Their toxicity becomes your toxicity. You are fighting against yourself in a toxic relationship.
Let me tell y'all, she's spitting facts. Okay, one thing that I have heard many times is that when you're with somebody and you're at this level and they're at this level, either this person is going to come up to your level or you're going to come down to their level. But it's never, y'all never meet in between. It's either this person is leveling up or you are leveling down. It's no in between. Okay? And it's like when you decide to be with somebody, when you're so pressed to have male attention and to have a man in your life, right? It truly changes and shifts who you are. Like you'll find yourself doing all types of things that you have never done before. And that's because you don't have no business being in a relationship anyway. If you can't stand firm in your relationship and stay true to who you are, like for instance, if you're dating somebody and they drink a lot, they drink all the time, they always drinking, they drink 24/7 from sun up to sun down, and you drink a little bit, but you don't drink like that, okay? The more and more you're around this person, you're going to end up drinking just as much as they drink, because you're going to want to do whatever they're doing to keep them happy, or to like be on their level. Because if somebody has a habit like that they do all the time, they not stopping that habit no time soon for nobody, right? So the only thing you have to do is to either leave them alone, which I highly recommend, or you start bending yourself into being the type of person that can handle being around them. Because if you're always sober all the time, and if they're always lit all the time, you're gonna feel out of place. So you're gonna do what you do to get in where you fit in, and like that's why it's never good for you to compromise and do that.
Stop trying to manifest, because it's not going to happen. I was in a toxic marriage for 23 years, 25 years together, and we got broker and more broke. That's what happens when you are trying to manifest in a toxic relationship. I get this all the time. Women coming to me saying, how can I help him get on the same vibe as me? How can I help him change and not be so negative? You can't. You can't, okay? You know how hard it is to change your own self, much less try to change somebody else.
Facts, okay? Like, sis, even on this self-love journey that we are all on this healing journey that we are all on, how many times on your walk with God or on your journey do you fall back into the same sin that you was doing before? How many times? How many times have you been abstinent, been celibate or whatever, and then, well, I'm gonna use the word abstinent because you're abstaining until you're not abstaining no more. But how many of us have been abstinent, and then we'll be doing so good, and then in the blink of an eye, you rolling around in the bed? It's so easy. Like, it's so hard to truly, genuinely change. And at the end of the day, the reason why you're not changing is because you're doing it for other people and not truly for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So nobody is ever going to change until they feel in their heart that they want to actually change, and that they love and respect and value themselves enough to actually change and do it. Until you actually figure out in your heart, and you actually get sick and tired. Like, I tell people this all the time, when they're looking for their man to change, or if they want to change themselves and they're struggling, I always tell them, like, it's going to take you reaching your absolute breaking point, your point of no return. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but that's just human nature. Like, why does it take you having to hit rock bottom, or you having to like have the most devastating thing happen to you for you to actually want to change? That's literally what it will take for somebody to change. And that has to be something within. But you cannot change nobody else, or you cannot force nobody else to change, because they're only doing it to please you, and that's fake. Like, that's fake. You don't want nobody to do something just so it can please you. You know what I'm saying? And just to go into a little bit more detail with that, like, you're in a relationship, of course you're going to do stuff to please your partner, or to make your partner happy. But the reason why you're doing the things to make them happy is because it makes you happy seeing them happy. You know what I'm saying? But if something makes you miserable, you know what I'm saying? If something makes you miserable, you're not going to want to do it, no matter how bad that person wants you to do it, because at the end of the day, you care about your feelings more than their feelings. But if it truly, genuinely makes you happy to see them thrive, or to see them, happy, then you'll change and you'll do what it needs to take. It takes, but that's because of a desire you have in your heart, not because of what they want.
It's not going to happen. Nah. I think you have to ask yourself, is this the relationship that's going to take me to my highest level of wealth and success and the best version of myself? That's the question you have to ask yourself. If the answer is no, perhaps, just maybe, you need to be looking at exiting this relationship. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you should probably evaluate and assess this situation, because ultimately, if your goal is to reach high levels of wealth and success and you are in a toxic relationship, it will not happen. It's not happening. I tried it for many, many years. It didn't work. Vibrations are real. Energy is real, and it passes through you and to you with whomever you're around. So anyone in your circle who is toxic or negative, deuces, they gotta go, because your network is your net worth. So you choose which one.
Child, did y'all not hear what she said in the beginning of the video? She said that she spent 23 years, 2 decades, 2 whole decades of her life. I'm 26 years old, so she spent basically my whole life. That's a long time. Like, she spent basically a whole lifetime with somebody. Okay? She spent a whole lifetime with somebody that she knew she wasn't supposed to be with. When you waste your time and you try to force a situation that's never gonna happen, that's not meant for you, because you're trying to force this situation so bad, no matter how toxic it is, when you waste all that time, that's literally all you're doing, is just wasting time. It's never gonna pan out how you want it to pan out. You're never going to get what you desire out of the situation. So it's either, do you want to start over now, or do you want to start over in 20 years? Like, you decide, because you're going to start over at one point, eventually, one day. Either you're going to, it's like you got to pick the lesser of two evils, because if you stay, you're going to be miserable the whole entire time. If you stay till the rest of your life, the rest of your life is going to be miserable. Or if you decide to leave, you're going to have to start all over. So it's like, do you want to be miserable for the rest of your life? Or do you want to keep wasting your life and start over later? Or do you want to start over now? The choice is yours, But it's something that's toxic will never, ever thrive. Ever. That's not God's plan for your life.
I have zero tolerance for foolishness. I'm just being all the way real with you. If I hear from you at 10 and I don't hear from you again that day, keep it like that. You're blocked. If you take it upon yourself to spend the whole day not talking to me, not texting me, keep it like that, because you blocked. I'm one of them. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not one of these people that feel the need to hang on to hope. Life is too precious. You feel what I'm saying? And every second, every minute, and every hour, I'm going to be happy. So with you not talking to me, you might cause me a little misery, because I might be liking on you a little bit. So the moment that you feel like, you know what, I'm going to play little games with Lil Roy, guess what I'm going to do? I'm out of there. Just like a home run in the ninth inning. Either be blessed or be blocked. Blessings.
I don't see nothing wrong with what he said. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with what he said, because people really trip me out. They really try to make you feel crazy because you expect the bare minimum from them. People will literally try to make you feel crazy because you expect the bare minimum from them. Bottom line is, when people play games, when two people play games, no one wins. No one wins. So if you feeling me and I'm feeling you, why is it that it's taking you 5-6 hours to text me back? It is 2022. Everybody is on their phones 24/7. One way or another, you have to use your phone to do something. So you seen my text. You seen it. And you ignored it. But then you try to act like you so busy, and that's the reason why you ain't respond. Like, we have to stop letting people, these men, breadcrumb us. Okay? Because stop going off the BS that they be saying, like, because it's just manipulation, trying to get you to fall in line with whatever box they want you to be in. Like, it's common sense. Stuff is literally, when it comes to dating, it's literally black or white. Okay, it's either it is or it's not. Like, it's no in between. And you can call that being, you know, harsh, or you can call that being like doing too much or whatever, but there's literally no in between. If you have to wonder if somebody likes you, if you have to like wonder why they're not texting you, why they're not communicating, why they're not talking to you, then they don't like you. Like literally, somebody could ask for my number, right? I'll give them my number, whatever. We chop it up for a couple days and like the conversation starts to fall off. That means that we just not interested in each other. And that's simple. Like, it's okay to not be interested in somebody. Like, and it's okay if somebody's not interested in you. But don't have this idea of this person in your head, because when y'all do talk, y'all talk about all these things and, you know, like all these things that y'all want in a person, and you feel like it aligns and you feel like this person could really be a good fit for you. But at the end of the day, if this person is a good fit for you, then they're going to like show up in your life as that. They're not just going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree with what he's saying. Like, don't let nobody try to like manipulate you, like, or make you feel bad because if they don't respond to you and you choose that you don't want to talk to them no more, you're the bad person. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if we not on the same page, if we can't even be on the same page about something as simple as communicating, then this interaction is not for me. And in the beginning, it should be no question, no doubt of whether or not somebody is feeling you or not. That should be crystal clear. Okay? So if somebody is not falling in line with what you want and what you expect, and if they can't give you the bare minimum of showing up for you in the beginning, what makes you think that they're going to show up for you long term? What makes you think that it's ever going to get to that point if they can't even do it by simply responding to you? So I agree. Everybody, my block list, that thing is deep, okay? Everybody go on the block list, okay? I don't care who you are. You're going on the block list.
Self-love is, I gotta be honest. Okay. Self-love is when you know he's no good and he call you and you know I'm not supposed to be over there, and you still go anyway. Self-love protects you from self-inflicted pain. That's what it does. Self-love protects you from doing that. It says, don't answer the phone. Don't waste your time. Again, don't say yes to something that you've been wanting to say no to 1,000 times and you keep giving it a yes. Self-love gives you the strength and the courage to look at something that you're afraid to say no to, and it'll say no. Yep. It's empowering.
I agree. The reason why the reason why you're in these dead end situations, and the reason why you're stalling, you actually meeting your soulmate, you actually meeting your kingdom spouse, is because you simply do not love yourself yet. And if you do not love yourself, then why would God give you somebody who loves their self? Y'all unequally yoked. Both of y'all gotta love yourself. So you're not meeting that person yet. You're not meeting your kingdom spouse until you actually can let go of things that don't serve you. Like, when you keep doing things you don't want to do, when you keep taking somebody back, when you keep entertaining somebody, and this is why I know I'm not ready for my kingdom spouse, because I slip up sometimes too. And it's like, when you know something is not good for you, when every interaction you have with this person makes you feel like crap afterwards, or it always results in like a headache and it's a stressful interaction, and you just keep dealing with it, moral of the story is you care more about how that person feels. You care more about earning that person's love than you care about having your own love. Because each and every time that you continue to entertain this person or continue to feed into this toxic situation, you're chipping away at yourself, and you're chipping away at your soul and at your spirit. Like, the devil is here to steal your spirit. Okay, like, he wants your soul. The spirit your soul and your spirit is given to you from God, okay? It's given to you from God. And God is nothing but love, light, joy, happiness, peace. And each and every time you feed into the tricks of the enemy and you feed into this toxic situation, not saying that the person you're dealing with is the enemy, but the enemy is sending them into each other's lives because he's trying to take away your joy, your peace. He's trying to steal that from you. So each and every time you deal with something like this, you're chipping away at what makes you you. You're chipping away at the things that you need to make you feel fulfilled, to ultimately make you feel like your life is good. You know what I'm saying? You're chipping away at it each and every time. So do you love yourself enough to say enough is enough? I want to maintain my peace. I want to maintain, my serenity. I want to maintain my light. I want to maintain my joy because I got work to do. I got a purpose to fulfill, and I'm not going to be able to do my purpose if I'm mad, if I'm bitter, if I'm broken. So ask yourself, do you love yourself enough? Do you love yourself enough to value your soul and your spirit, to guard your soul and your spirit? Do you love yourself enough? Next time that man texts you, that ex pop back up, ask yourself that. Do you care more about them than you do having peace and having your spirit fed and living in your purpose and truly living your best life, the best of the best? Is it worth that?
Tell me what you see in me.
What she sees is herself. It has nothing to do with you. So every time you ghost her and...
Hold on. In case y'all don't know what it says, when she keeps texting me after I constantly keep ghosting her.
What she sees is herself. It has nothing to do with you. So every time you ghost her and she keeps coming back, it's because she's craving the potential that she put on you. And she thinks if she keeps coming back and if she keeps trying that...
And she watching them Kingdom Spouse, Soulmate, Tarot Love reading videos.
The idea of you in her head will come into fruition. But the thing is, it was never about you. It was always about her. Because she was falling in love with herself and had absolutely nothing to do with you. She just wants it to be about you. So one day she's going to take off her rose-colored glasses and realize you ain't and you won't have to do the ghosting anymore because she's going to ghost your ass.
Child. That's true, because we show, one thing about us females is we show don't take a hint very, very well, okay? Listen, guys are trifling. They're trifling. They're trifling. Okay? A lot of them don't have the, and I don't want to say this word, but they don't have the cojones. They don't have the cojones. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. They don't have the, you know what I'm saying, to actually come out and be like, ma'am, I don't like you. Because for some reason, they think that we about to cry ourselves to sleep over, which we might. But at the end of the day, like, we'll get over it. You'll get over it. But it's like, a man would rather breadcrumb you and keep wasting your time. And then if you don't realize that he's wasting your time, he's going to blame it on you. Like, oh, you should have known that I wasn't feeling you. I don't even be texting you back. Da 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 da. Then he's going to flip it around on you. So stop watching these videos making y'all think that somebody that y'all know good and well is not good for you is meant for you. Because if they were meant for you, you wouldn't be having to watch the videos to confirm it. They will confirm it themselves through their actions.
Like I said, as long as I get it back. As long as I get it back.
This says, meets a guy after he temporarily removes my favorite ninja from my life because he's too toxic for me right now.
It's coming. It's coming.
As long
Girl.
I get it back.
It's coming. It's coming.
As long as I get it back.
No. See, and this is stuff I be talking about. Like she says, me to God after he temporarily removes my favorite ninja from my life because he's too toxic for me right now. If he's toxic for you right now, he gonna be toxic for you later. What makes you think that people are only... Listen up. People can change. Yes, they can change. But 9 times out of 10, this man that's being toxic to you, when he changes, he gonna go get a clean slate, because he not gonna want to deal with you throwing whatever he did to you in his face 100 gazillion 1,000 times, or he not gonna want to face, like I told you, like, men are scary. They try to act like they're so tough. They're actually scary. A lot of them don't know how to communicate. So he's not gonna want to keep looking you in the face knowing that he did you wrong and that he was this toxic person before, because that's all you have known him to be. And his ego is not going to allow him to sit there and have you think badly of him. He's going to change, and he's going to go off to someone new with a clean slate who don't know nothing about the dirt that he did to you. So when God removes somebody from your life, it's not temporary. Like I said earlier, God is an all or nothing God. He's not a bits and pieces here and now, a little bit here, a little bit there. Like, it's either all or nothing. He doesn't maneuver like that. So if God removes somebody from your life, it's not temporary. Like, it's not temporary. Okay? And talking about something, he's too toxic for me right now. He's gonna always be too toxic for you. And when he's not toxic anymore, he's not even gonna look your way, because you know the worst of the worst of him, the worst parts of him. And he's not gonna want to face that every day. Y'all sitting here praying for these toxic people to come back into y'all lives, and then when they come back into y'all lives, you like, oh, thank you, God. Do y'all not know the devil be listening to y'all prayers too? He like, oh, bet that's what she want? This an easy one for me. Coming right up. I'm gonna send him right over there. Like, y'all gotta be smarter than that. And y'all need to get to know God, because y'all know what. Y'all need to get y'all discernment up. Because y'all know nothing about God. Talking about some when he temporarily removes. He don't temporarily remove people. When he takes somebody out your life, they're meant to be gone. Good is gone forever. Bye. Like, stop digging in the trash, digging people up out the trash.
I think what some people need to realize, and this is why people give up on praying so fast and they give up on their relationships with God so fast, is that once you really start praying and the closer you get to God, the more he takes away. The more he takes away all the baggage, the more he takes away all that old stuff, the more he takes away the fluff, and he gets you down to the nitty gritty. He gets you down to the raw basis, meaning you got 2 friends and yourself to depend on. Or you got no friends, you only got yourself to depend on. Because he closed all of them doors. He blocked all of those people out of your life just to open up 10, 20 more other doors. Open up all those other doors so that you can get what you actually deserve and need in this life. And a lot of the times we actually don't get to that point because we give up and we lose faith because everything is taken away. That's when you should be the most thankful, when everything is taken away. Those aren't losses, those are wins. You're going to gain it back 10.
And I agree with what she said. And listen, let me just give you guys some insight, right? So back when I was 19 years old, that's when I decided that I wanted to do makeup, right? Before I even knew I was pregnant, I was like, I want to do makeup. So, I started doing makeup, and I was in a relationship at the time, and the person that I was in a relationship with was always in my ear. Was always, every time I would start practicing doing makeup and like practice a makeup look. And back at this time, this was around like 2015. So, like colorful eyeshadow, rainbow cut creases and all that was real popping back then, right? So I'm over here trying to do my thing, trying to practice my makeup or whatever, live out my dream, what I want to do. And I got this person in my ear telling me, oh, I don't know why you want to do that. That's ghetto. To want to be in the beauty industry, that's a ghetto career. You look like a clown with all that makeup on. You look better with no makeup on. Basically, like, trying to like discourage me from doing something that I love to do. You know what I'm saying? So, needless to say, that person got removed from my life, right? Immediately turned around and was with somebody else and started doing makeup again, right? But with this person, you know, our mind was just somewhere else, okay? Our mind was somewhere else. I was distracted. I was smoking a lot. I was too lazy to do anything. When I would smoke, I'll be overthinking and worrying and stressing out or whatever. So I was just like, I don't got time to focus on this because I'm so stressed out and got so much anxiety and I'm overthinking so much because I'm smoking all the time. So that deterred my dream too, right? And also back at this time too, I started YouTube. Didn't want to really be on YouTube like that. You know what I'm saying? Was not very consistent. So boom, it's with that person. Got rid of that person. And then like still entertaining other people. And it's like, you know, not really doing what I truly want to do because I'm not really seeing the fruit of it yet because I'm not being consistent. So it's kind of embarrassing for me to tell them like, oh, I only do YouTube, because they're like, that's not a real job. So, you know, I'm trying to appear to be a certain way to try to impress other people. So moral of what I'm saying is, you'll be so concerned about other people and what other people think when you're trying to really get to a blessing and trying to like really do something good in your life, and you're asking God to bless you, but then you don't want to be alone and you don't want to go through that season where you're being alone. It's the reason why you're alone, because when you're around other people, they influence you, whether you believe it or not. Okay, when David conquered Goliath, he was alone before he did that. And you know what he was doing when he was alone? He was practicing on that slingshot. And he was just practicing on the slingshot because that's something that he enjoyed doing, not because he knew he was going to have to conquer this great giant. That's just something that he enjoyed doing. And when he had came out to conquer Goliath, everybody was like, what you doing here? Like, you can't beat him. They was getting his head. And when he put out that slingshot, it was like, what you about to do with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to do nothing but get in the way. So if you're being isolated and you're alone and you're single in your single season right now, stop obsessing so much over when you're going to find that person, because it's a season for everything. Everything happens in its own appointed time. If you're single right now, it's because you need this time to figure out something, to get something done. It's a purpose behind it. So never rush the season that you're in, ever, because you're never going to get fully what you're asking for if you continue to dread what you need to do to get what you ask for. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I really did not think this had to be said, but ladies, come on to the front. And for some of y'all, this is going to sting a little bit. Don't give a man an opportunity to tell you he don't want you twice. He can tell you in words and he can tell you in action. First time he try to play you, he's testing your boundaries. If you've already made those said boundaries clear and he do it anyway, he's trying to manipulate you and play you for a fool. To give you a little context, I was in my first relationship for 6 years, and within that 6 years, he cheated on me a number of times. After that relationship, I worked on myself for 2 years. I healed myself and I learned from my lessons. I also had to get to a point to where I can trust again. I ran into a guy that I dated for almost 2 years, and we were engaged to get married. When it came to my boundaries, I made it very clear that I said, no matter where we are in a relationship, if I find out that you're with another woman, I'm breaking it off. In those 2 years, he learned that I cared about him a lot. He had an ex-girlfriend that cheated on him and had a baby on him. When she found out that we were engaged to get married, she thought that was a time to test his loyalty. And he failed. My fiance had a twin sister, and she really liked me. She said, I'm not going to let my brother do you like that because you're a good woman. Your fiance is at this hotel in this room, and you need to go see about him. Went there, saw his car, and I took a picture. Went to the room, and I listened to the door to see if I heard his voice. I heard him. So I knocked on the door and told him, I said, I told you that if I ever caught you with another woman, that would be it. I'm not going to stay long and interrupt y'all, but I'll talk to you when you're done. Didn't hear from him for 2 weeks. But when I did hear from him, he wanted to meet at a mutual spot with our pastor. We're sitting at this mutual restaurant and the preacher is sitting across from me. He's trying to preach forgiveness to me. I said, sir, did you preach fidelity to your church member? He said, oh yeah, we talked about it in private. I said, well, you're preaching forgiveness to me very publicly. And then you're telling me that you preach fidelity to him in private? I don't buy it. So I slid my ring across the table and I said, Pastor, just because you forgive someone don't mean you have to stay with them. I let your church member know that if he did it one time was one time too many. So I say all that to say is that if a man wants you and he cherishes you and he's scared to lose you, he's not going to put himself in a position to lose you. There are no mistakes. They're testing your boundaries.
She better preach. Okay, listen. Like, literally, she just said that she told this man from jump that she don't tolerate cheating. He did it anyway. And then he thought that he was just about to get back with her or whatever, because that's what we do. We say one thing and we never stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, the person that's meant to be in your life not even gonna risk anything like that. They're not gonna risk any chance of losing you if that person really is supposed to be in your life. So if the person in your life, this person that you think is your soulmate because they keep coming back into your life over and over again, listen, if they're not doing anything, if they're not making an effort, because every day is a clean slate. Every day they need to be proving their love and putting in effort so that you can know that they're here for you, right? So if this person knows that it's something that you don't tolerate, or knows that they're doing something that's going to jeopardize your relationship and they're still doing it, then point blank period, like, they don't care about you enough. They don't care about you enough. I'm not going to say they don't care about you at all. They do care. They might care about you, but like, it's not enough. It's not enough. And please do not live a life of where you saying one thing and then you just letting somebody just do you any kind of way and you're just accepting anything, because you're going to be the one to lose. Okay. And your relationship is you're never going to be happy, and then they're not going to be happy because you're not happy. And that's just not the idea that God has for you and the person that's meant for you. So if somebody is not doing what it takes to keep you, then they must want to lose you. Okay. If you're not putting in effort to keep track of something and to make sure you're not going to lose it, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up losing it. Point blank period. Somebody that does not care about keeping you around is not meant to be with you forever. One year and 11 months of solitude and abstinence. I start dating again thinking I've healed enough and learned my lessons. This relationship starts off much better than my last experiences, but like clockwork, things take a turn for the... Oh, she moving so quick. I started dating again and thinking I've healed enough and learned my lessons. But like clockwork, things take a turn for the worse, and I'm repeating the same cycles again. Another pregnancy, another failed relationship. Just to realize the real lesson was to seek the love of God and not the love of man. Men gonna let you down every time. Men are gonna let you down every single time. Okay, listen, this girl said 1 year and 11 months, 2 years of solitude and abstinence. 2 years she had to herself. 2 years she should have been working on herself and trying to get closer to God to realize her self-worth. But I don't know what she was doing during them 2 years. But 2 years of her keeping her legs closed and not dating. She meets somebody thinking that she's healed enough and she's learned her lesson. And since the relationship started off much better than her last, she thought it was different. Then, like clockwork, things take a turn for the worse and she repeating the same cycles again. So the reason why things took a turn for the worse and the reason why she's in the same situation is because during the time that she had to herself before she started dating, she didn't actually take the time to improve herself. Okay, it's one thing that you're going to say, oh, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. But you have to really put in work to really get to know yourself and get to know that the things that you were doing before were not okay. If you don't truly believe that in your heart, you're going to keep repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again. Like, you have to get to a level of accountability at some point to realize, like, hey, last time when I was doing this, it wasn't working. This girl was abstinent for 2 years and then gave it up to the next guy she dated and then ended up getting pregnant again, and now they not together. So it's like, you really have to protect yourself. And like I said earlier about self-love, like, you have to love yourself to protect your spirit enough to not keep doing the same thing over and over again. And I really honestly feel for like women who have like multiple baby daddies, or they have like multiple kids with their baby daddy after they realize that, like, after the first kid, that they was toxic, and they still go on to have more and more kids and more, you know, father of their kids. Like I feel for them, because it really sucks to not have no self-control, because at the end of the day, it's all about self-control. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, it gets to a point where you're kind of like, you're so accustomed to things going wrong and things being toxic that you start to accept that as your reality. And when you start to accept that as your reality, then, you know, you don't mind going through it again. When you survive something the first time, instead of you thinking like, wow, that really hurt, I don't want to go through that again, you think like, wow, I survived it, so I can go through it again because I did it before. You know, and that, you got to change your mindset. Like, stop getting out this mindset of, oh, I survived this before, I survived this hurt before, I've been with this person before and they hurt me and I got over it and we were able to get back to a good space for a short second, for a quick little second, so I can do this again. And it's like, no, like, it doesn't matter how it starts, it matters like how it ends, because everything can be cupcakes and peachy keen in the beginning. But as soon as time goes by, you can't keep up a facade. You can't keep up fakeness for too long. Eventually, the person's true colors are going to come out. So how many times are you going to keep seeing this person's true colors, you know? Like, I feel like a lot of us women are just addicted to toxicity, or like addicted to being able to say that we're strong and we're able to hold it down. Like, yes, you got through that situation before, but that does not mean that you are strong enough to go through it again. Like, why do you keep chipping away at yourself? Why do you keep beating yourself down? Because at the end of the day, it's your fault. After the first time, shame on them. The second time, shame on you, because you knew better. You knew better, okay? We have to start taking accountability and stop always like being the victim in every situation. Like, oh, they said they would change, it was good in the beginning, da 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 da. But it's like, you already seen what type of time they was on before. So if somebody can do something, then they're capable of doing it again. Just because you got through the situation and you survived it and y'all got over it, does not mean that you put yourself through it again. You know, like, it just all goes back to like discernment, okay? All right, how many more videos?
Just want to pray your love for someone away. That's where I am today. I sent someone a text message yesterday, and basically I just told them how I felt. Like, you know, hey, I don't think that you care about me. You can't possibly be my friend. You don't even know me. I let them know that ultimately you broke my heart. And They didn't say anything back. They didn't call me back. They didn't text me. Nothing.
This girl, this is the stuff I be talking about. Like, this woman is literally sitting here. It looked like she about to go to a photo shoot or she got an event or something because she got her makeup done, her hair is up. Sitting here like so upset over this situation, literally about to bring herself to tears because she's realizing that somebody does not care about her, which I'm pretty sure they showed this to her, you know, before. But us being women, you know, we love so hard and we like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Okay. And she said that when she told this man how she felt, he didn't even respond to her. He didn't even respond to her. Like,
so today, I'm done with love. I'm done with it. I don't want it. It's too overwhelming. It's too traumatic for me. It's too much. And y'all can have that shit. I'm good.
That really upsets me because, listen, when you keep dealing with somebody, and this just goes back to what I've been saying this whole entire video, she let whoever this man is get to her spirit. And that's exactly what the devil wants to do. He wants to get to your spirit. She said love is too traumatic. No, love should never be traumatic. It should never be traumatic. But it's just the fact that we decide to stay in situations that don't serve us. We decide to hold ourselves back and like break our own hearts by staying in situations that don't serve us. Like, at some point you have to love yourself more than you love somebody else, because if you don't, you're going to end up feeling this way, feeling like love is traumatic. You don't want to love anymore. And you're going to like take away. The devil is here to kill, steal, and destroy. Okay? The devil basically got to the point where he stole this woman's promise of her actually experiencing true love and experiencing somebody who's really gonna be there for her and really gonna make her feel like nobody else has ever felt about her. Like, the devil stole that away from her. The devil stole her to find that person who can be one with her and they can pursue their purpose and like have all the kingdom in the promised land and everything. He stole that choice away from her. Well, he didn't steal it completely because she can always decide to love again. But however she's feeling right now, he stole that away from her. So each and every time that you're deciding to go back to a situation, go back to somebody that don't serve you because you're so obsessed with finding your soulmate and finding who is meant for you, and you think that this person might be it, even though you know they're not it, each time you go back to this person, you are stealing away the ability for you to actually find somebody who you're supposed to be with. Get to know yourself. If you get to know yourself, get closer to God and have self-love and really truly love yourself and see yourself oh my God, and see yourself the way that God sees you. When you truly get to that point, that is when you get all the blessings and all the things that you deserve. But the moment that you keep operating in insecurity and brokenness and you don't heal yourself and you don't get to know God, to know what the promises are that he has for you and the blessing and the calling he has over your life, the moment that you don't choose to seek him and find out what that is, you're gonna keep breaking yourself down. You're going to keep breaking yourself down. You're not going to meet that kingdom spouse. You're not going to meet that soulmate until you meet God. Through God, he will open your eyes up to see how beautiful you are and what you deserve. And you'll be more than happy to wait on what he has for you. But you're not going to get what he has for you as long as you keep going back to situations you know are not meant for you. You know that don't serve you. Don't let these videos persuade you to go back to a situation that you know is not good for you. This season that you're single and this season that you're alone is necessary. It's necessary. It's very rare that God told you to get out of this relationship and then the next day you meet your soulmate. That is very rare because it's so much work you got to do. It's work you got to do. All right? So please, I beg of you. I beg of you to please, like, when you find yourself feeling weak, when you find yourself feeling like you miss this person and you really feel like you're yearning for their love and you really want to like rekindle things and you really think that it's meant to be, when you find yourself with these feelings, just stop and pray. Stop and pray to God and ask him for discernment. And also think about this. If this does not work out, will it leave you in shambles? Will it have you feeling like you can't love again? Will it have you feeling like this young lady in the video about how love is so traumatic? Will it leave you feeling that way? Will it leave you in pieces? God wants you to be in peace, not in pieces. If you feel like it's going to leave you that way, then that's not it. That's not it. All right, so that's enough for today's video. I didn't talk y'all to death, and thank you so much if you got through this whole video, y'all. And be sure, like, if this video really gave you some insight and really helped you, be sure to comment below and tell me about how this changed your mindset. Tell me, did this give you a better perspective into finding your kingdom spouse? Okay, comment down below and subscribe to my channel and turn your post notifications on so you can know next time I upload a video. Okay, so thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to y'all later.